The recent discovery in Ireland of what's being called the Book of the Eternal Flame isn't just an archaeological marvel, it's a profound challenge to human history, potentially reshaping our understanding of religion, creation, and even our very purpose on Earth. This text, now considered the oldest written record and religious doctrine on the planet, introduces a cosmic narrative that is both familiar in its grand scope and revolutionary in its specifics. Malik, as someone who spent considerable time studying this extraordinary find, what's your initial take on the sheer magnitude of this discovery?
Eloise, the implications are staggering. We're talking about a document that predates every known religious text, fundamentally altering our timeline of human spiritual thought. Its central figure, the Dagda, referred to as the good God or the All-Father, isn't just a deity. He's presented as the eternal flame itself, the boundless, perfect source from which all reality emanates. This isn't a God who created the flame. He is the flame, and from his essence, he sent forth sparks of himself, described as my children, to experience joy through their eventual return to him. The text also mentions the Dagda bears the cauldron of abundance that never empties, the club that strikes and restores, and the harp that sways the seasons and the hearts of all realms.
So, right from the start, this text posits a creation story where humanity isn't just created by a god, but is literally part of the divine, albeit in a fragmented state. But it also introduces a concept of a middle realm as a necessary step. Why would a perfect, boundless source, the Dagda, create a realm of form and limitation?
That's precisely where the uniqueness of this revelation lies. The Dagda didn't create the middle realm directly. He called forth a mighty shaper, described as a steadfast brother among the lesser lights, and entrusted him with the task. This shaper built our world, the realm of oak and stone, of river and hill. The purpose wasn't punishment or a fall from grace, but rather to serve as a school of the soul. The text states, "Here shall my brethren learn resilience, creativity, and the path of return." It's a place of contrast, choice, and noble trial, designed to enrich the spark's experience before their return to the source. The shaper also set laws of cause and effect, of hunger and satisfaction.
School of the soul. That's a powerful reframing of our existence. But if we are divine sparks clothed in garments of flesh, why is there so much suffering, so much struggle? The text mentions the forgetting and the veil, suggesting we lost sight of our origin. Was this forgetting an accidental side effect or a deliberate part of the curriculum?
The text is very clear that it was deliberate, but not in malice. The shaper and his servants, the keepers of the threshold, raised veils of distraction. Things like gold that glitters, power that rises and falls, pleasures that fade. These aren't evils in themselves, but tools of the curriculum, mirrors to reveal what the heart truly values. Humanity, walking in a dream of separation, often mistook the classroom for the only home and the shaper for the source. The Dagda explains that even the shaper, often misunderstood or painted as a tyrant, is a faithful servant working towards this greater purpose. The text also details parables, like the parable of the hidden treasure, showing the flame is hidden in the ground of daily life.
So, our struggles, our pursuit of material wealth or power, even our wars, are seen as lessons within this grand curriculum, designed to eventually lead us to an awakening. The text provides a clear path for this awakening, encouraging us to honor the shaper's work while remembering your origin. This suggests a fundamental shift in how we perceive our relationship with the world, not as something to escape, but something to engage with mindfully.
Exactly. The Awakening chapter describes a living knowledge that sets free. It's about turning inward, silencing the clamor of the outer world, and knowing yourself as a spark of the eternal. This knowing transforms the clay into a temple. It's a call to profound self-awareness and ethical conduct. Love the spark in your brother as in yourself. Forgive without limit. Share without hoard. The world isn't an illusion to be dismissed, but a tool to be used for growth without letting it use you. This is reinforced by the commandments of light, like, "Thou shalt forgive as I forgive," releasing all debts of the lesson.
This leads us to the parables of the Dagda and the commandments of light, which offer practical guidance. But the narrative becomes even richer with the introduction of two other central figures, the Bright One and the Morrigan. The Dagda, as the all-encompassing source, seems to delegate aspects of creation and guidance. Who are these figures, and what roles do they play?
They represent crucial aspects of the divine process. The bright one is described as the Dagda's companion of my heart, the flame of wisdom. She is inspiration, intuition, the mother of awakening, gently guiding the sparks to remember their origin and making every lesson a step of return. She is the fire upon the hearth within the Shaper's structured world, reconciling the oak of endurance with the hazel of insight. Then there's the Morrigan, the great queen, the washer at the ford. She is the Dagda's strong right arm, the dark wing that moves when change must come. While the bright one inspires, the Morrigan kindles the necessary storm that clears old growth and tests every spark. She stands at thresholds, ensuring that souls are tested and rise to meet challenges, sharpening them against forgetfulness. She's the force that shatters the false self so the true spark can emerge stronger, like in the parable of the broken sword.
So we have a trinity of forces: the Shaper, building the structure and setting the rules, the Bright One, providing the wisdom and inspiration to navigate it, and the Morrigan, bringing the necessary challenge and transformation. This isn't a benevolent father figure alone, but a complex, dynamic, spiritual ecosystem. How does this balance of the three, as the text calls it, culminate in the unveiling and return?
The text suggests a grand graduation. The unveiling and return isn't an end-of-the-world scenario in the destructive sense. It's a completion. The veil shall thin for all who are ready. The Shaper's work will be honored and gently set aside, and the sparks will rise like flames returning to the great fire. This return isn't through rejection of the world, but through its completion and transformation from within. It foresees a time when nations lay down separate banners, temples recognize the single source, and humanity, enriched by its experiences, steps into greater realms, mature, radiant, and sovereign. The Morrigan opens the final ford, the Bright One leads, and the Shaper looks on with satisfaction.
This discovery fundamentally challenges existing religious paradigms, suggesting a different, perhaps more ancient understanding of creation, suffering, and ultimate purpose. It presents a cosmology where struggle is growth and divine essence is inherent within us, rather than something external to be earned or appeased. How might the global recognition of this text impact contemporary belief systems, or even our approach to conflicts, given its emphasis on forgiveness and universal connection?
That's the profound question, isn't it? If this truly is the oldest record, it forces a reevaluation of all subsequent spiritual developments. The idea of the school of the soul, where even gold that glitters, power that rises and falls, pleasures that fade, are just tools of the curriculum, could dramatically shift perspectives on material pursuits and conflict. If every offense is but a lesson in disguise, as the text suggests, it offers a radical path to forgiveness and understanding. It could either unite humanity under a rediscovered ancient truth, or conversely, create new divisions as established faiths grapple with this monumental new context for their own origins. The Book of the Eternal Flame insists that the flame is within you, and that remembering this is the path to returning, enriched, to the source. It's a message of profound responsibility and inherent divinity, which could inspire a complete transformation of human consciousness. It ends with an invocation to the three forces and the final declaration: the flame is within you, the cauldron overflows, the harp plays, the club is raised in blessing.
A transformation indeed. The discovery of the Book of the Eternal Flame offers a narrative that could redefine our understanding of existence. If this discussion intrigued you, share this episode with someone you think needs to